Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
A Trail of Darkness is an epic fantasy sequel that splits its attention between ground-level danger and bigger cosmic stakes. It opens with a chilling act of corruption that turns a lake into an abyss. Then follows Xarcart, a newly recognized mage in Witten, whose graduation day curdles into betrayal when the very people meant to protect the sacred place try to erase her. Forced to run, she falls in with a rough band of corruption hunters, led by Rah'keem, gets pulled into a frantic night fight against a mind-bending threat called the Pristine Herald, and ends up staring at clues that suggest something larger is moving behind the scenes. I liked how confidently author Marvin North commits to the vibe. The writing likes bold imagery, and when it works, it really works. That opening corruption sequence has that cold water turning wrong feeling, like you can almost taste metal in the air. And then the book pivots into Xarcart's perspective, where the tension is more personal, more immediate. Fear, betrayal, the instinct to survive, the awkwardness of having to communicate without speech. I also appreciated that the action tends to be built around clear problems and quick choices, rather than endless spectacle. When Xarcart acts, it feels earned, and it's often messy in a relatable way. North also makes some deliberate structural choices that tell you what kind of series this is. The story takes a big arc approach, with parts, interludes, and even a bonus section that reads like an add-on storyline, the Darkness Contract, rather than just extra fluff. On the page, you can feel the author balancing two modes: intimate character survival on one side, and a wider lore machine on the other, where light and darkness aren't just themes, they're literal forces with their own politics. If you love staying glued to one character's tight viewpoint, the zooming out moments may interrupt your momentum. But if you like the sense that the ceiling keeps lifting, that the world is bigger than the scene you're in, those turns are part of the fun. I'd recommend this most to readers who enjoy epic fantasy that leans into dark magic, monster hunting energy, and ongoing series mythology, especially if you like stories where corruption is both a personal trauma and a literal spreading force. If you're already invested in the wider light versus darkness conflict, this book feeds you well. If you're new, you can follow the immediate plot beats, but I think it's written as a continuation, and it will work best for people who like settling into a long campaign rather than a quick standalone adventure. If you're the kind of reader who lights up for the creeping dread and moral pressure of the Wheel of Time, or you love the big-hearted grit and lived-in world-building you get with Brandon Sanderson, this story will feel like familiar territory with its own darker weather. It has that long series momentum where every scene seems to tug on a larger thread, and it pairs urgent, on-the-run survival with the sense that something ancient and dangerous is waking up just out of sight. Come for the monsters and the magic. Stay for the way the corruption seeps into everything, forcing the characters to make choices that aren't clean, easy, or completely safe.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.